Hi, Level 4 Health students. Today I'm making lentil soup for my family, and I'm inviting you to join me and cook along with me if you would like. And this will give us plenty of opportunity to practice those quantifiers, some and any, and count and non-count nouns. I'm going to start off by asking my daughter for some help figuring out what we have and what we don't have for this recipe. Marissa, I'm going to make lentil soup for dinner tonight.
Yay, I love lentil soup.
Are you in the kitchen? I need some help making a shopping list.
Yes, I am.
Great. Do we have a lot of lentils?
No, we only have a cup of lentils.
Too bad. We'll only have a little soup tonight. We can have some bread with it, and I'll cook some vegetables on the side to go with it. Do we have any onions?
Yes, we have many onions.
Thanks. How about garlic? Do we have any?
Yes, we have 2 bulbs of garlic.
Oh, good. I only need 2 cloves of garlic. Do we have any carrots?
Yes, we have about 8 carrots in the fridge.
I'll need some salt. Do we have a lot of salt?
Yes, we have a lot of salt.
How much soup base do we have?
We have half a jar of soup base.
That'll work. Are you ready to make some lentil soup with me? I'm ready. I have some garlic. I have some onions. I have some carrots. I have some lentils. And I have some soup base. And I have some water in the sink to go with my soup base. So one thing I forgot to mention is you need some cooking oil. I prefer to use olive oil or coconut oil when I'm cooking. For this dish, olive oil would taste better. So I usually, for this recipe, put in about a capful of olive oil. Then I turn the stove on to low to let it start heating. And I want to point out that when I'm cooking with garlic, it's the first thing I prepare. It's the first thing I crush. This is my garlic crush, or the first thing I chop, if you prefer to chop it. And that is because, according to the American Institute of Cancer Research, if you let the garlic that you've crushed or chopped sit for at least 10 minutes before cooking it, it will retain 70% of its anti-cancer properties. Okay, if you cook it right away, it will lose the good anti-cancer properties that you want. And because I already let my garlic sit for a while, I'm going to go ahead and put my garlic right in. Okay, and I'm going to add my onions. Some people prefer to put their onions in first. That's fine too. Okay, and now I need to let it cook for a little while. Okay, now my onions are starting to get brown, so I'm going to add the carrots. So I'm going to add some salt. I love garlic salt. Okay, just a couple sprinkles. And some black pepper. And this would be a good time to add some bay leaves, but unfortunately I don't have any bay leaves. So I'll miss that in this soup. I'll let them cook a little bit and then I'll add the broth. So now it's time to add the lentils, but I want to point out to you that I put the lentils in a colander and then I washed them a lot because they could have dirt or rocks in them. And I'm going to let the lentils just simmer with the carrots and the onions and the garlic and the oil for a little bit before I add the broth. Okay, I'm going to stir that up. And while that's cooking, I want to talk to you a little bit about garlic. Garlic is actually a non-count noun. Maybe you remember I asked Marissa how much garlic we have, and she said we have 2 bulbs. So these are bulbs of garlic. So because it's no count, we need measure words. Bulb is a measure word for garlic. And then when you break the garlic into little pieces, these pieces are called cloves. So we can also use the measure word cloves to talk about garlic. So while we had 2 bulbs of garlic in the refrigerator, I only needed 2 cloves. So I'm going to let that cook a little bit more. Okay, so now my lentils have been cooking with the carrots, onion, and garlic for a few minutes. I bought this at Whole Foods. You can use a meat base if you like meat bases. And then I'm going to add a cup of water. And I'm going to stir the base around so it gets diluted. Now I'm going to add it. I think I'll add 3 cups of water for now and let it boil and then simmer. So now I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm going to raise the heat. I want it to boil, so I'm going to set my timer for about 4 minutes to remind me when to check it. So tonight I'm going to serve my lentil soup with some bread. I have a nice loaf of sourdough bread here. This is called a loaf. I want to tell you a little bit about how to talk about bread. So bread is no count. I would say I would like to have 1 slice or 2 slices, please. Slice can be a verb, I'm slicing the bread, or it can be a noun. This is a slice of bread, and this is a loaf of bread. So my timer just went off, and I'm checking my soup, and I see it's boiling now. Bubble, bubble, bubble. I'm going to lower the heat, and I'm going to let it simmer. That means cook very gently and on low heat for about 45 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 45 minutes on my stove. And after 45 minutes, I'm going to check my soup to make sure that it's, as I mentioned, that it's not absorbing too much water. Okay, so the soup is ready. Here's what it looks like. And it's a very nutritious soup. Lentils are high in protein. They're also high in fiber. It also has vitamins like A and C and several minerals like magnesium and iron. I remember that Raina posted something on a Schoology discussion about the lentil soup she makes, and I noticed that she puts different vegetables in. So it's a very versatile soup. Versatile means it's very flexible. It can be made in different ways. I ended up making it toasted garlic bread to go with this. I think it'll go well. And I cooked up some broccoli and cauliflower as well. So it's a pretty complete meal for a vegetarian. You meat eaters may want to add some meat to it. And that's it. I hope you had a chance to make the soup along with me and that you enjoy it.